She jabbed her finger toward me, voice slicing through the still morning air. Security, yes, there's a stranger on the grounds. She barked into her smartwatch. I stood at the edge of my mountain cabin's porch, the scent of pine and rain mixing around us. She marched up the gravel path, clipboard in hand, acting like she wore a badge. You need to pack up and leave, she ordered, chin tilted high. This is private land. No visitors allowed. I almost chuckled. But the fury in her tone told me she wasn't pretending. Curtains fluttered in nearby windows as curious faces appeared, their whispers carried by the wind. She repeated, "Send someone now. He's refusing to go." I stayed still, pulled steady, because she didn't realize the truth. I wasn't trespassing. The documents in my satchel proved otherwise, proof that would unravel her illusion of control. Within minutes, 2 Ranger trucks rolled up, amber lights flashing against the trees. She waved at them frantically, shouting, "That's him! Get him off the property." The officers glanced between us, uncertain. "Ma'am, do you have any verification?" one asked. She shoved her clipboard at them, a mess of printed rules and scribbled signatures. "The association owns this entire ridge," she declared. "He's violating every clause." I said nothing, letting her words bury her deeper. One ranger approached me, resting a hand near his belt. "Sir, can you explain your connection to this cabin?" he asked evenly. She cut him off, yelling, "He has none. Arrest him." My voice stayed low and steady. "You might want to see what's inside this envelope." I handed over the thick file she didn't know existed. Her smirk wavered as the ranger flipped through the pages. His brows rose, then locked on her. She tried to grab the papers, but he stopped her. "Ma'am," he said carefully, "it appears this property and a good portion of the surrounding land belongs to him." She blinked, stunned. "That's impossible," she whispered. I met her eyes calm as the lake beyond. "You've been shouting at the wrong person." She backed up, voice trembling. "It's fake. He forged that." The ranger didn't even look up, just radioed something in. She began pacing, clutching her clipboard like a shield that could no longer save her. The younger officer leaned closer to me and murmured under his breath, "Sir, this file lists you as the sole owner of not just this lodge, but the surrounding forest." "Miles of it," the ranger said slowly. Marlene's mouth fell open. "That's absurd. The community board manages this whole ridge," she shot back, color rushing to her cheeks. I tilted my head, watching her unravel. "Strange," I said lightly, "because, according to the registry, I am the ridge." The senior ranger frowned, flipping another page. "These signatures are county verified. This deed's authentic." He turned to her. "Ma'am, if that's true, you've been the one encroaching on his property, and so have the residents you've been policing." The clearing went silent. Even the bystanders who'd gathered near the dirt road just stared. Marlene's voice thinned to a whisper. "No, that's not possible." I stepped closer so only she could hear me. "You called the authorities on the man who owns the horizon you're standing on." Her knees wavered, but pride kept her upright. She straightened and barked, "I don't care what paperwork you wave around. This land answers to our council. We set the codes." Her tone cracked, defiance trembling inside it. The ranger exhaled, tired of her stubbornness. "Council bylaws don't overrule county titles. Ma'am, you're on his ground." A ripple of gasps moved through the crowd. People began murmuring, realizing that every fine, every threat, every posted rule might have been built on nothing. Marlene's face twisted, desperation leaking through her composure. You don't understand. I've been running this place for years. If this gets out, I'm finished. That's when I unlocked my phone and opened the digital deed from the county registrar, showing it to the rangers, but loud enough for everyone to see. Actually, I said, you're not just losing power, Marlene. You might be gaining a court date. The younger Roos's radio crackled, a voice confirming. Verified ownership extends across all listed parcels, covering the entire ridge. The voice on the radio finished. Local authority revoked. Marlene stumbled backward, eyes wide. No, that can't be right. I met her gaze, steady and unflinching. It's right. And your little empire, it just collapsed. Her scream tore through the crisp mountain air. This isn't justice. He's lying. He can't own it all. She lunged at me, snatching for the documents like a cornered animal, but the senior ranger caught her by the arm. That's enough, ma'am, he said firmly. The townsfolk had stepped out of their cabins now, phones raised, lenses glinting in the sunlight. Hold up, someone whispered. If he's the actual owner, then where's all the money we paid her been going? The murmurs grew, a low tide of disbelief and fury. Marlene spun toward them, voice shaking. Don't believe him. I kept this place safe. Without me, it would have fallen apart. That's when I unfolded the final proof. A weathered topographic map, the county seal still stamped in the corner. This isn't just a claim, I said, my tone carrying. My grandfather purchased these forests before any of you built here. She's been running her pretend council on family land for years. The younger ranger glanced between us and the crowd. If that's accurate, he said, then you've been collecting fees under false authority. That's criminal misrepresentation. Marlene froze mid-breath, her hand still trembling in the air. Every camera caught the silence that followed. I leaned close enough for her to hear me clearly. You wanted to erase me, Marlene, but you're the one about to vanish. Her face drained of color as the rangers exchanged a grim look. The older one finally spoke. Ma'am, we'll need you to come with us for questioning, she shrieked, jabbing a finger toward me. You can't arrest me. I run this place. He's just a drifter. But her voice drowned under a shout from the crowd. You took $6 grand for that fake fence permit. Another followed. You threatened to evict my family if we didn't pay your dues. The crowd erupted, fury breaking loose now that the truth had surfaced. Marlene spun in place, cornered by the very neighbors she'd once ruled. Her paper crown disintegrated in seconds as the ranger stepped forward. That's enough, the younger one said sharply. Hands behind your back, ma'am. Her breath caught when the cuffs snapped shut, eyes locking on me with venom. You'll pay for this, she spat. I stepped down from the porch, my voice steady. No, Marlene, the only thing I'll pay for is peace. Something you stole. Applause rose from the gathered crowd. Cameras flashing, recording the moment the self-appointed warden of the ridge was taken away. Yet, beneath that small victory, I felt a deeper current. This was far from over. If she dared to fabricate power here, who had been feeding her lies? Marlene kicked at the gravel, shouting, You don't get it. I wasn't the only one. The rangers guided her toward the truck, but that single line cut through the noise like thunder. People turned to one another, worried murmurs replacing celebration. I narrowed my eyes. Not the only one, I asked. She twisted in the back seat, a wild grin spreading across her face. You think I built this scheme alone? You'll see how deep it goes. The truck door slammed, and the vehicle rolled down the dirt road, leaving a stunned silence in its wake. Neighbors surrounded me, some remorseful, others furious. If she had partners, one man muttered. Maybe the whole committee's dirty, another added. We've been paying dues for years. Where'd it all go? I turned toward my cabin. The evening sun painting the treetops gold. Don't worry, I said. I'm not just a landowner. I'm the man who's going to uncover every name behind this mess. The younger ranger lingered, speaking quietly. Sir, if she's telling the truth, this could involve more than just her. There might be officials mixed in. I looked past him to the weary faces of the townsfolk, once ruled by fear, now fueled by something else, hope. I tightened my grip on the deed. Then we dig until we find every last one of them. No one cheats a man on his own soil. The ridge fell silent again, the wind rippling through the pines.